What's going on, guys? Welcome to Test This Tech, and today we are reviewing a microphone here, the EPOS B20. This microphone used to be $150 at one point. Now it is exceptionally cheap, $28 to be exact on Amazon as of right now at the time of this recording. And I actually had a return that I did an exchange towards this, so I technically paid $9 extra. So not bad at all, but again, 28 bucks. There's a lot of condenser microphones right now that have a pretty decent sound. And if you wanted to start some podcasting or start, some anything regarding to audio during an interview, whatever, there's a lot of really good cheap microphones that can help you get started from a beginner standpoint, or just to get by if you don't want to pay a bunch of money, if it's just something you want to get done. But anyway, I wanted to see if this would be worth it in 2025 to utilize. As far as for the microphone, it is designed very similar to the Blue Yeti. So what I mean by that is the same functionality and buttons on the Blue Yeti are on this microphone. So you have an onboard mute button. It is a physical mute button. So if you are recording on a Zoom or something like that, and if you're pressing the physical mute button on this, the actual press will catch in the recording, whether you're muting it or unmuting it. I'll test it out here just so. And it is off mute again. There's the headphone amp, which is okay. It does the job. It's not the best. And there's a gain dial here. Interesting thing about the gain dial, when you turn it, it just keeps turning, which is weird. So there's a digitized volume there. It's not an analog, because sometimes they have the analog actual returning it. But yeah, so that's kind of weird. So you really have to hear if the gain is high or not when you're plugging in headphones, of course, or checking your indicators. And then there's the different polar patterns on this. So you have cardioid, you have omnidirectional, and you have there's a stereo sound, and there's bidirectional. So literally the same type of functionality that a Blue Yeti would be. I will say that a Blue Yeti is built better. Blue Yeti is an all metal microphone. This is an all plastic microphone. It looks nice, but it's all plastic. So you kind of, so you have that. Obviously there's a headphone amp. That's how I'm hearing, or headphone amp. So that's why I'm hearing it. The Type-C cable that it comes with, it's pretty nice, actually. Pretty solid USB Type-C cable. So it's always nice when you have a really quality Type-C cable, since, Type-C is everything right now. But so far, as far as for sound quality wise, I think it sounds pretty good, which is really impressive, actually, I think. So, I haven't had any qualms with it yet. I know there is some additional, software on this that you can utilize for it. I just literally plugged it in and played and started recording. I don't really see myself using any type of software for this. Definitely, I think getting a windscreen or a pop filter, I think, would be highly recommended for this. I think I have one lying around somewhere. I have to find it, but I think that would be highly recommended for this. But from a sound perspective, I think it sounds really good. I think it sounds pretty good. Microphone technique is going to be a thing, though. So when it comes to the gain dial, you have to be very strategic on the gain, because the knob just keeps turning. You got to be really cognizant of where it is, and then also mic placement too. And if you have a good boom arm, because I'm using like the Hercules boom arm, that's also good for like cameras and stuff too. If you have a good boom arm, I wouldn't put it on like a table, like that you would be in front of, because the booms and stuff, especially for a cardioid microphone, the condenser, you're going to hear a bunch of sounds that are going to catch into the recording. It's not a good idea. I will tap the desk though to see how much that catches in the recording. Yeah, so I think overall, I think this is a pretty solid microphone for $28. I think you're getting a really nice quality sound for $28. You just have to be really strategic with it. So if you already have good mic technique, I would say get a windscreen or a pop filter. I think it's going to be really good to do. A good boom arm, not touching a whole lot of stuff connected to the mic, just being very careful when you record doing voiceover work or doing Zoom stuff, I think this is a really good option. For $28, I mean, there's really bad microphones out there for $28. Really, really bad microphones. This sounds pretty damn good. Another potential contender to look at, I would say, would be the Neat. What is it? It's not the King Bee, but there is a USB Neat microphone for $25. That might be one to look at as well. But I think this is pretty solid. This is pretty solid. And then also the 512 Audio has a really good microphone condenser for like $40. But it comes with like a shock mount and all this stuff. And that's actually a very good sounding USB microphone too. But back to the EPOS. Is it worth it in 2025? Yeah, if you know what you're doing, if you're very careful, strategic with the mic, I think you can get away with a pretty good sound for this. So anyway, test this tech. I'll catch you guys next video. Thanks.